Hey everyone, so today we're diving deep into the playbook Burger King is using to carve out a piece of one of the world's most competitive fast food markets, India. You know, it's a classic underdog story, a real challenger's tale, and it all kicks off with one pretty surprising number. And here it is, 513. That's how many Burger Kings are up and running across India right now. I mean, think about it. Since they showed up in 2014, their growth has been absolutely relentless. So, what's their secret sauce? How are they pulling this off? All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll look at their explosive entry into the market. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of their battle plan. After that, we're going to reveal their digital secret weapon. Then, we'll play referee and score the fight with a really honest analysis. And finally, we'll look at what's next for the king in India.
Okay, part one, their arrival. Look, Burger King didn't just kind of dip their toes in the Indian market, they absolutely stormed it. Going from 0 to over 500 stores in less than 10 years, that is a seriously ambitious move, especially in a country where fast food loyalties run deep.
And this timeline just shows you the pure speed of their growth. After landing in 2014, things really accelerated. I mean, in just one fiscal year, they added almost 60 new stores. That's what pushed them right past that 500 restaurant milestone, and they are not slowing down. They're aiming for 800 stores by 2029. Wild.
And you know, this isn't just growth for the sake of growth. The numbers are actually backing it up. Revenue's up almost 12%, which is great, but look at the EBITDA. That's basically a company's operating profit. It's up a massive 32%, so this tells us their stores aren't just popping up everywhere. They're actually getting more efficient and more profitable as they scale.
So how are they actually doing it? What's the battle plan? Well, to really get it, we're going to break down the classic 4 Ps of marketing. We'll kick things off with product, price, and place to see how they're going head-to-head with rivals like McDonald's, right there on the ground.
Okay, on the product front, this is where it gets really interesting. While McDonald's built its Indian empire on the legendary McAloo Tikki, Burger King came in strong with its signature flame grilling. But here's the genius move. They made over half their menu vegetarian. That's huge. They're directly tapping into India's massive non-meat eating population with things like the Paneer Royale. Super smart.
Then, you've got the price war. And BK's strategy here is laser-focused on India's youth, a huge influential group. They're using these super aggressive, almost unbelievably cheap deals, like tasty meals at 99 rupees, to grab their attention. It's a direct shot at McDonald's, which has always been more about those traditional, family-focused value combos.
So where are people actually buying all these burgers? This chart says it all, really. A whopping 43% of their money comes from delivery. That means their partnerships with apps like Zomato and Swiggy aren't just some nice-to-have side gig. Nope, they are a core pillar of their entire strategy. And their love for tech doesn't stop with delivery. Nope. Inside the restaurants, they've rolled out self-ordering kiosks to pretty much all of their locations. The result? Wait times have been cut in half. It's all about making the whole experience faster, smoother, and way more appealing to a generation that lives on their phones. And all this tech talk brings us to the 4th P, promotion, and what I would argue is Burger King's true secret weapon. This is where they really set themselves apart, using tech not just to run the business, but to build a brand with a very specific, very modern, and kind of edgy attitude. The heart and soul of this whole digital operation? The BK app. It has over 18 million installs. Let that sink in, 18 million. This isn't just a digital menu, it's a loyalty program, a data gathering machine, and the main stage for their wildest marketing ideas. And just check out the kind of campaigns they're running. We're talking about using AI to create personalized packaging for Diwali that got over 74 million impressions. A Father's Day contest where users submitted their own content that hit 76 million. They even used AI to read people's fortunes in the foam of their coffee. This is viral marketing at its absolute best. And you know, all of this really boils down to one clear idea. They're not just selling burgers. They're creating these tech-forward campaigns that encourage people to express themselves and, most importantly, are designed from the ground up to be shared online. They are speaking the language of millennials and Gen Z fluently.
Okay, so the strategy is bold, it's modern, but is it flawless? Let's step back and score the fight. We'll take a really balanced look at Burger King's performance through a classic SWOT analysis. That's their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
All right, their strengths are pretty obvious. Their digital game is on another level.
over 90% of their transactions are digital. People see them as a great value, and that rapid expansion is hard to ignore. But on the flip side, they just don't have that iconic brand status that McDonald's has. Not yet. There are also some grumblings about service issues. And yeah, those edgy promos can sometimes risk turning off the more traditional family crowd.
Now, looking outside the company, the opportunities are huge. They can really double down on Gen Z loyalty with their app, use their BK cafes to grab the breakfast and coffee crowds, and maybe even start a big sustainability push. But the threats are very, very real. The competition is brutal, a slowing economy could hurt consumer spending, and let's not forget those hefty fees from the delivery apps they rely on so much.
Now, to really get a sense of their health, we have to talk about SSG. It stands for Same-Store Sales Growth, and it's a super important metric. Basically, it ignores all the shiny new store openings and just asks a simple question. Are your existing restaurants selling more this year than they did last year? For BK, that number was a pretty modest 1.1%. It tells us that while they're expanding like crazy, growth at their established stores is, well, it's a bit slower.
So, when you put this all together, what does the future look like? How can Burger King play to its strengths, fix its weaknesses, and keep marching towards that fast food throne in India? Well, the path forward seems to involve 3 key moves. First, they need to use all that amazing app data to create truly personalized deals and build real, lasting loyalty. Second, they got to balance the brand a bit. Keep doing the edgy, viral stuff, but maybe pair it with some offers that appeal to families too. And third, they should probably start shouting a bit louder about any sustainability efforts they're making.
And the end game? It's crystal clear. The goal is to lock down a solid 10 to 15% share of the urban burger market and hit that seriously ambitious target of 800 restaurants in the next 5 years. That's a clear, measurable vision for where they want to go.
Which, of course, leaves us with one last fascinating question. Burger King has absolutely mastered the art of creating digital buzz and viral moments. But in the long, tough, drawn-out war for India's fast food crown, is that enough to build an empire that can truly stand the test of time? We'll have to wait and see.